and worked some Italian stations, and I guess Brandon, W4GUZ, worked a pile of them the other day, so on AM. So, yeah, if you want to spread your wings a little bit, 15's pretty good. So that's the story. That's what I got. Let me get it up to see Steve in Snow Country, W2BNY, KB3RHR and crew.
Kilowatt Echo.
Okay, great. KB3RHR in the vastly expanding group. This is W2BNY. Thank you very much for the invitation to come down and see the 54-degree sunset in Pittsburgh. Unfortunately, I'm going to be very busy today out in the front lawn and the back lawn making snow angels, so I'll have to defer on the invite there, Craig, but thank you very much. Yeah, we'll be thinking of you tomorrow with your visit to the hospital with your mom. That's not a fun place to be for anybody, particularly on a holiday, so our thoughts out to you. And, yeah, listening to Charlie talk about his trials with various types of viral infections, I would think at this point, Charlie, your immune system must be in a pretty strong state, so I wish you well on that. And Don, WC4D, I'm glad you enjoyed your trip to Niagara Falls. That's a great place to see. Anybody that hasn't seen it should do it. Sorry I missed you on that round. I think the Tesla statue is still in Niagara Falls. They were talking about moving it. But if you go to my QRZ site, you'll see a picture of me in the lap of Nikola Tesla. I still maintain he's the father of radio, but I know there's a lot of debate about that. But anyway, there's a pretty cool picture of me and Tesla on my QRZ site. I think it's toward the end of the picture, so that'll be I should make a Christmas card of that and send it out to my amateur radio friends. And welcome to the group, to Glenn. Got a great signal, N1SNG, and of course Perry, MMR, you're coming in great to Buffalo. So that's pretty much the situation here. And I'm one of the ones that's screwed up on rotation. I'm just looking at the list here. I don't think we've heard from Dan, so I'm going to take a chance and send it to Dan if he's copying me. KD4UMU, Merry Christmas, Dan, and to everybody else. This is W2BNY, Buffalo, New York.
Okay, very good. Yeah, we had a check-in in there. I didn't catch the call sign. Ed, go ahead and pick it up and send it back my way. KD4UMU.
Yeah, I was in the other room. Sorry about that. Good morning, guys. This is Kilo 8 Echo Whiskey Mike. Name is Ed. Located in North Kingsville, Ohio, about 70 miles east of Cleveland. Pretty good signals this morning. And on KB3RHR, you're winning the horse race over here. Just pouring in here like 3 acres of garlic. Don't have any vintage equipment here, guys. Using a Flex 6500. ACOM amplifier, about 125 watt carrier to an 80 meter doublet at 40 feet. That's it. So 37 degrees, I guess is going up in the upper 40s today with rain. And you know, all the doom and gloom out there, which there certainly is a lot of it. And so you just, you know, put one foot in front of the other and keep going. And that's all you can do. And it seems like you live in your own little world of doing the best you can and all that. And I don't know if it's because of this guy in office or the people who voted to put him there. But anyhow, enough of that for now, I guess. It's Christmas, and going over to Mom and Dad's this evening. Mom's 89, but still does all the big Christmas cooking and all that, and we don't mind a bit. We like to say it's good for her. We don't know if it's good for her or better for us. So, yeah, big group. I'll get it around here. Merry Christmas to all you guys, and I'll be here for a while. Perry, I heard you acknowledge me earlier. That was great. I don't know who gets it. This is Kilowatt 8 Echo Whiskey Mike, North Kingsville, Ohio.
All right, very good, Ed. And this is KD4UMU down here, Shepherd. 20 over down here, so the rig is working fantastic. Hearing actually everybody pretty good down here, so no troubles at all. And Craig, you know what? When I get feeling pretty bad and doing all the coughing and all that, man, I just kind of go old school on it, and of course, you know, everybody's different. Everybody's different on how they react to everything, and that's just the way it is. But one of the old things I like to do is when I know that I'm in a kind of a bad way with the coughing and all that, I mix up a little concoction of honey, lemon juice, and bourbon. Mix it all together. Don't tell me what's in all that. I don't know, but man, it seems to get the job done. Makes you feel a whole lot better. But I'm sure you probably got a few of those old home remedies up there as well. As far as current events go, I would recommend to anybody that has not tuned in the War Room. This is Steve Bannon's War Room, his old podcast. Go if you've not ever listened to him, go check out a show. You can find all of his past shows on various subjects on Rumble. Get on Rumble. That's one of those websites that's not biased or stripped of information. You know, like YouTube is, and you know, under control of the cabal, as it were. But anyway, check the War Room out. Lots of good information going on there. They give you the straight proof on what's going on. They bring in the professionals and have them talk about it. And it's not so much opinion based, but fact based or science based. This is what's happening. So that's my recommendation. And Ed, as far as all the goings on today. Well, you know, this country was founded on Christian Judeo form of government, and that used to be right there on the presidential seal. And these people that have other things influencing their lives had been removed from the presidential seal, but it still remains. That was our founding. So I've got a feeling we're going to get back to the basics again, and having everybody, you know, like you say, get back to the faith again. And like I say, you know, if you're a Christian, and just kind of pray for everything that goes on right, and you know, for goodness sakes, fly that American flag and be proud of being American. And we're going to come through this. Not saying that we're not going to take a few more scrapes before it's all done, but we will come through this. And I think a lot of this stuff that has gone on, and where everybody's raising an eyebrow going, why is this happening? How is this happening? I think those who deserve the credit for the deeds will get it coming soon. So that's just my opinion on all of that. Anyway, Charlie, here she comes back around again. N1XZW and the group. I think that's where I'm fit in there. Yep, got you in under me there. Pick it up, Charlie. KD4UMU.
Hey, K4.
W2SDR.
Good morning. Well, I heard W2SDR and Kevin. Good morning, Kevin. Good morning, Frank. And now I'm really not going to know who to turn it back to. I think, you know, we're right here on the water, near the ocean, you know. We're the first ones to see the sun come up, and we're the first ones to disappear when the band starts to change. So I'm going to make this my last time around. Anyway, my mom passed away in 2000.
W2SDR. W3MMR, W2SDR. Well. No, I didn't call you, Gary. I called Perry. Good morning, Gary. There's Perry. Now we got a crowd in here. Well, Merry Christmas, everybody. Let's get that out of the way. And good morning. Both you guys are coming through. Well, here this morning, just got off of 40 meters, said hello to a couple of my VK buddies. VK2UXO, VK1TX, and Joe W5JI, and Peter W5FP. So I was on 40 for about 45 minutes, I guess, and there we go. So top of the morning to you fellers. Got 35 degrees down here in Salem County this morning and cloudy conditions. K1CQ, and I'm sorry, that's a friend of mine also. K1IC in the group, W2SDR. Good morning, Gary. Well, yeah. Once again, I heard you follow up, Harry. I just called CQ here and I'm standing by, and there you were. There was somebody. We had a nice chat with her yesterday. She was looking at me and saying she wasn't sick. And I think Andy's phone down below is on 80 it got better as time went on. Well, good morning to Perry. Merry Christmas to everyone, which is actually tomorrow's Merry Christmas. Much increased to see you finally. And a very unauspicious one as it is. It seems, at this age, all the kids are gone, all the mystery and excitement of Christmas is not in the house. But it's still nice to be alive. So Perry, over to you. W3MMR with a good signal coming at the moment from the wilds of the Philadelphia area. This is K1IC. Okay, yeah. Fine. Sorry to hear about your noise issues there. Seems to be quite a common occurrence in today's day and age. All kinds of different interference on the HF bands, especially the lower HF bands. It will not get any better. It'll get worse and worse and worse, unfortunately. So just taking that out and feel very fortunate here where I live, but that's why I moved here, to begin with. So it's paid off, I guess. Well, Christmas is different for everyone. The holidays, it puts a lot of strain on folks to try to, to have a supposedly a good Christmas, like they tell you should have, with family and this and that, but not everyone fits into the pattern, and so everyone has something that's different, and a lot of folks get very depressed around the holidays because they don't feel that it's not a hallmark card in their particular life. I can identify with a lot of that. But yet, excuse me, just have to make the best of it and enjoy yourself throughout the year, actually. So let me see, Gary. I was telling Perry, but I joined the local library yesterday, which I've been here for 21 years and never joined. So I'm a member of the library. I can get e-books now on my iPad and all the rest of it. So I'm looking forward to doing that for the new year. So I was at the library yesterday, got all my information and my login information and all the rest of it. Libraries have certainly changed over the years. It's a nice little local library. They're very with it. And so I'm looking forward to participating in the library issues. So I've been reading a lot more. I think we were talking about that the other day, Gary. So that trilogy book there, they don't have that in ebooks. I noticed that a lot of books are not available that way. But I didn't check if they have those books actually in the library. So that's the next time. I really didn't peruse any of the shelves or anything like that. I just went in there and signed up, and I have to pay $20 a year because I'm a non-resident. There's no library in my area because it's very sparsely populated, so I had to go into town, which is about 9 miles away, and sign up at their library. K1IC in the group at W3MMO or W2SVR.
Okay, Frank. Very good. Well, let's get the weather out of the way. Woke up this morning with a bit of a shock. I didn't see there would be much. It's 26 degrees here. Today, the humidity in the barometer went up about 10:44, and then it's like down 19. But there's a light that maybe a tenth of an inch, maybe 2/10 of an inch of snow on the ground. So it's on the flight. You might just have a white Christmas, but I think it's supposed to be raining now. We might get a total of 1 inch today. I'm not sure. So it may be a little warmer. And it may melt. I should eat just something. But at the moment, there's no other issue. It won't be an inconvenience because I'm not going to go out today. So the sun will come up. It will go above freezing and it'll melt away on all the surfaces. And then it might happen again, but we're not expecting any kind of issue. It'll be a wintry mix. And I don't know what we're looking at tonight. What does it say? Does it say anything about tonight? 57% chance of precipitation, which looks more like rain than anything else. So it's probably going to get warmer. Oh, so it does. As far as the library goes, Frank, that's very good. I've been a member of many libraries over the years. And I get a lot of my books that I read from the library, so I don't have to purchase them myself. We have a fairly good digital library, but it's not as good as a major city would have. But I think you can get interlibrary loan if you ask for it. It takes some time to get it, but you can get it. And we have local libraries in Bridgeport, too, that I think you can get a card for. I think my wife has one. And then there was the university library, which has a different set of books than the regular library. So I'm currently reading a book by Isaacson, a biography called The Codebreakers, which is about Jennifer Doudna, who a year ago, October, won the Nobel Prize in Biochemistry for something called CRISPR Cas9. It's a great story. So I've been enjoying reading that and rereading some of the sections of it because I want to get an idea of the names. The names are tricky. Even the name CRISPR is kind of tricky. It's an unpronounceable acronym. Clustered repeats, interspersed, simple palindromic repeats. I'm sorry, clustered something. ER. What's the R? I think it's repeat. Well, anyway. You just have to, it's not something that rolls off the tongue, nor is it something that you can actually remember until you know what's going on. But it's a fun story. As a chemist, I appreciate it. And it's a lot simpler than I thought it was going to be, so not a big fan. Lots of reading to do, there's lots of things. Biographies, actually nonfiction is more attractive to me now than fiction is. I wonder if that's related to age. You have some experience under your belt about things that you actually live through, and that tends to be more interesting than it used to be. I mean, history is not something I was really particularly attracted to. And when I was younger, going through an adolescence and a younger, during those school age years when they wanted you to be interested in all this stuff. Now it's pretty interesting. All right, Perry. So I got you the weather. My station's doing fine. I'm on the FT1000 and the Alpha 76A into the center fed ZEP. We're running about a 150-watt carrier, and you said you talked to Glenn. I guess Glenn must have been around this morning, but he's taking a break now. W3MMR and the group, K1IC.
Okay, Glenn, good morning. Merry Christmas to you. Breaking in there, W2SDR in the group. Yeah, I wrote down code breakers. I don't remember my login information because I just got it yesterday in my library. Gary, so I want to look up when I go upstairs to see if we have that book either in a hard copy of it or an ebook. And because that looks very interesting. Very interesting book. And I think it goes along the line what you were saying, Perry, because you're not a movie fan either. And so it's a whole sitting still for something issue, I think, with you. But that was your issues in school, too, and all that is concentration. So I get it. So it kind of goes hand in hand. But this whole COVID thing, I mean, adversity a lot of times breeds, interest in a lot of things. Adversity is the mother of invention. That's an old saying. And, when locked in with COVID and all the rest, I mean, I got back into tropical fish again. I got back into reading. I watch even more movies now than I ever have. Because when you can't do a lot of things, now granted I'm retired, but I just started doing other things to take up the time, things that I probably wouldn't have ordinarily done. And that are easy to do, and you don't have to go anywhere or really spend any money, or very little money. And so there's lots of resources out there for things to do there. So other than talking, or using the whole radio type thing. Well, let me get it over to Glenn. And I wish I could remember my login information, but all that stuff is upstairs to check out my library. And I guess you can go into other libraries, be members of multiple libraries. Distance is not the issue. You could probably join a library in New York City and everything else, and get these ebooks or do whatever you have to do. So there's a lot of options. Over to you, Glenn, and then it goes to Gary. N1SNG in the group, W2SDR.
Yeah, okay. W2SDR, W3MLR, K1IC. I wonder if Chris is down by the shoreline there. He's running, trying to get a contact or listen to one of the Alexander transmitters. Set up an antenna down there in the westerly area there, Rhode Island, right on the waterfront. I wonder if anybody's heard anything of him. And again, good morning, Perry, Greg, Gary. Very nice signals this morning. Jeez. And pretty good. When you key off, it's so quiet. It's almost hard to detect that you've keyed off there. Beautiful signal this morning. And North Kingstown here, we have a few libraries, and they're pretty helpful. If you need a computer or you need assistance with taxes, they're always offering free services, and they've got a pretty good inventory of books. My wife, she's always headed down there. She does a lot of reading. I myself do not. I find other things to do. I just never was a big reader. But not too late yet, for sure. We got 20 degrees here this morning. Light snow. See how long that will last. I think if it gets windy, it's just gonna blow away. But looking forward to Christmas. Gonna do Christmas down at my sister's boyfriend's place. The rest of the family there. Everything looks pretty good. You know, the situation with COVID and all. Okay, Glenn. Very good. Good morning. I'm on FMG and the group, K1IC. I called you earlier. So first things up around 5 o'clock. And Chris and a few others haven't heard anybody at all. Then Frank popped in. Popped in is, as you say, fully quiets the band, and you say, uh-oh, my receiver just died. And then that melodious, deep, bassy voice comes through, and you say, all my equipment's working just fine. Very good. Yeah, Frank, you mentioned tropical fish. I wonder how deeply you got into that. When I was a teenager, early teenager, my mother took me out to a local town where somebody was selling their equipment, and I purchased, I think, 4 tanks and all the guppies and things that were in them, and all the other stuff, and transported it over and set it all up. And then I built myself a little box with switches on it so I could turn all the lights on and off. My father took me downstairs and signed off that night. And I had, at one point, I was able to get blue gouramis to mate and develop a bubble nest, and that was really fun. And all those kinds of things. And then, of course, you get into later teen years in high school, and that stuff falls away slowly. And my father would take it. But I had a friend who had a 100-gallon tank. I had only had 10-gallon tanks. And then they went to 20-gallon tanks, and that was as much I ever got. I have a 40-gallon tank here now, which I had in my office. And it was nice to have one. I had to figure it out when I retired. So now I'm going all the way up here. I think it has 12. None of them are just too impressive. And they're growing big, and I like to see that. I have an automatic feeder, which I never had before, so I don't have to really do much. The water seems to stay at the right pH, and the only trouble I have, of course, is the growth of algae, which is just inevitable when you have light and water and biological nutrition. That's supposed to be a good ecosystem, but it sort of makes it look ratty. There you go. I don't have any live plants in there. In terms of things that we have snails. It's harder to find that stuff now. They
I'll be back.
Stuff in, and you purchase the tube, and I guess it stays alive. And then you put it in your tank, and it grows. Whatever comes with it, hitchhiking pond is what you're going to have in the tank. So, there you go. Anyway, it was really fascinating. No more to be said there, so keep it short and send it over to Perry, W3MMR, K1IC.
Yeah, W2SDR. I'm back. I didn't really miss anything. I have platies. I have 6 of them. I have a 20-gallon tank, 6 platies, 1 catfish, Cory catfish, 2 clown loaches, another plecto something. It's one of those sucking on the side of the glass fish, but he doesn't do that. He just hides all the time. A Chinese algae eater, and 3 bloodfin tetras. So that's what I have in that 20-gallon tank. And I have well water here, Gary, so my water is great to drink. It's wonderfully to drink. The pH is very low, so I have to treat it for low pH, but it's very high in nitrates because I live in a farming area. Now, the water is great for plants. It's got, with the nitrates, it's fertilizer. But it's not good for fish. And it doesn't really hurt the fish, but it causes algae to grow like crazy. So what I've done is I bought a inexpensive reverse osmosis water filter system. So I do a 50% water change every 2 weeks in my aquarium, and I only use the reverse osmosis water. So it takes all the nitrate out of the water. I have to add some minerals back in for the fish health, but ever since I use the RO water, the reverse osmosis water, I have no algae issue. Every 2 or 3 weeks I stick one of those magic eraser pads in there, and I stick my arm in the tank and rub the inside of the glass just to take a little of the haze off. But I have no algae problem anymore, and the fish are happy. All the parameters are really, really good. So that's what I do, and it worked. But see, that's once again what we were talking about earlier, Perry, is reading. I didn't know anything about fish. I knew what fish were. I knew they go in water, but I just read between the internet and downloading this and that to get my learning curve up on fish. And not that I know everything, but I know more than I did when I first started. So and it's really cool. It's their own little ecosystem in there, and I guess they're happy. They swimming around, and they look pretty happy. They look forward to seeing me around 7:30 in the morning when I feed them. They hit the glass when I walk by. They get my attention, like, come on now, don't forget about me. N1SNG in the group, W2SDR. Go.
Yeah, W2SDR. Again, good morning, Frank. Yeah, it sounds like a well-maintained fish tank there. Yeah, it's interesting. That miniaturized world of fish, and you walk by, they follow you, and you have a cat, and
yeah, I should get a cat or two.
Sit up on top of the tank, and watch the only angelfish, and yeah, beautiful angelfish. I guess the cat had those. Well, yeah, it's a lot of work. A lot of people don't realize everybody wants one, look at it and all that, but you've got to be a maintenance person. You do water, groundwater, conditioning, and all that stuff. And you take care of that, you get a lot of enjoyment out of that. And ground roaches, algae eaters. We had the 10-gallon tanks as kids, and it's a lot of fun. Then Mom usually ended up taking care of them. And we had guppies, and then there was the guppy trap and all that. And we used to have to clean the tank every once in a while, but not like the way you've been doing it there. So short-lived. We always had pets, dogs, cats. green turtles. Used to get those at the pet shop. And what else? Oh yeah, I had an iguana that I bought, and it was part of a science fair project. I don't know if I told you this before, but you go on a woolworths and they had everything. You know, like I sit down there with nothing in their pockets, and kids, and would look around in the tanks. And there'd be an attendant down there, would see some fish that weren't doing too good. Hey, mister, see that fish floating upside down? Do you think we could have that one? And and we usually left there with a bag of something, either live or dead. But anyway, the iguana checked out on me a couple of days before my science fair. And I had everything in place, all the paperwork and all that, and the board, the backboard, and pictures and information. And so anyway, I found this, looked like some sort of a branch. I think it was a blueberry bush branch. So I took the iguana, and I kind of hung him on the branch with monofilament line, and then I got a can of shellac, spray shellac, and I hosed it down and kind of seal it, So anyway, I set up the exhibit, and there's I had like a little aquarium thing going on, and there's the iguana, and he's on the branch, and of course I'm there, and I'm trying to explain to people, about the iguanas and where they come from and all, and but there were so many people that would just stand there staring at it. And, because it wasn't moving at all, so they're trying to, they're tapping on the glass and everything, and they know that thing was deceased. But yeah, we had quite a few of those. Some friends of mine had them. They got really big. They got like 3 feet long, and they were pretty aggressive. And then another buddy of mine had one of those little spider monkeys, and I think there were too many pet shops in the neighborhood. I don't know. But anyway, what do you get? KYC and what this is, G.
Yeah, okay. Too many pet shops in the area. Well, pet shops not make money. People love their pets, especially dogs. Dogs and cats. Dogs in particular, dog owners can be pretty unreasonable when they want to be. We have a conservation commission in town here, which has a dual role as managing conservation areas and also as an inland wetland agency for applications for construction within setback areas of wetlands. But in the conservation role, they're open spaces that are managed, and people like to have a place to take their dogs for a run. And then you end up with a natural fight going on between people who want to walk the wetlands, the conservation areas and not be disturbed by dogs jumping on them, and those who want their dogs to run around in the open. And man, they get pretty contentious at times. And the approach is, as it is with most politics today, is we're going to shout at you and call you names, because we're going to bully you into getting the way we want you to decide. So it wasn't very pleasant when it came to dog issues. Because there's no such thing as reason, in their minds. They're right and everybody else is wrong, go to hell. So, although you really want to have a place for dogs to run, and some towns have dog runs, which are fun. Enclosed areas where dogs can run around, and that's couldn't see a place where you go and let the dogs run around. And there's so many of them that they end up fighting each other and so on and so forth. A little microcosm of human behavior here in this cluster. Well, I think I have about 11 fish, as I said, and I don't have any platies. And some of them are a little more exotic, but not expensive. I have some sort of Australian fish. I have some tetras, neons. I have 3 neons, one swordfish, which is a platy type, I think, but it's very small. I had one of those Elvin-ish, I don't even know what the name of it. It was sort of a flat-faced fish, and it almost looked like a flounder, but it didn't have one eye on its side, and it died. And got eaten up, so there was only the spine left when I found it. Wow. I'd gone away to the West Coast for a week when I came back, and that's what was left. Yeah, I just put on one. I have a shark, and I have a rainbow shark. And they're very strong. Anyway, they're fun when the granddaughter came. She was about 19 months at the time she was here. Get up in the morning and let her see the fishing. And we set her up for breakfast in front of the tank. She would look at it and watch them swim around. That was her screen time. Yes, we've had dogs, we've had cats. Dogs are cool. Walk them every day, multiple times. And then you have to put up with the barking if you have a barking dog. We had a beagle, and that was just horrible. I mean, we had to take the doorbell off. Because when it rang, the dog would go crazy and jump all over the door and scratch it up. It was not good. And then you go outside and meet the person, and they'd be all happy and everything was wonderful, and then the next time they showed up, it was the same thing all over again. Cats are fine because they are pretty much independent. We have an outside cat with us, and get rid of all of the rodents in the area, and that was also good. But W3NMR.
Real good stuff, Gary. Good stuff all the way around. Ooh, band's starting to path between us, Gary's starting to get a little light. So I think I might stick in here for one more. Maybe make this my final. Good all the way around on everything. You mentioned like the dog runner, dog park. My dogs, I have a black and tan coonhound mixed with a mountain feist. It's kind of a weird combo, I know. A lot of people have never even heard of a mountain feist, but they're out there. Some kind of hunting dog. But anyway, I've been very, very fortunate with my dog because he gets along well with all other dogs. Well, doesn't really get along well with dogs anymore because he's old. He's 12 now and gets kind of grumpy real quick. If a dog's very excitable around him, you know, he'll kind of, you know, let him know what the hell is going on to calm down. But for the most part, you know, he's been very low maintenance. Gets along great with cats. Gets along great with my cat. There was a time when my ex-wife and I had separated where I moved back up to New Jersey with my dad for a little while there, about 10 years ago, and he has umpteen amounts of cats, and my dog was great with all the umpteen amounts of cats. So he's really good in that regard. But I've never taken him to a dog park or anything like that. Sometimes, you know, I'll put him outside on like a dog runner, like you said, but no, I don't have a runner like it goes between tree to tree. You know, he can run back and forth. I don't have anything like that. I mean, like just a long cable outside in the yard I'll clip him to. And it's not like, I don't think he would like mosey away, you know, but If I wasn't keeping an eye on him, I just got, but it'll keeps him there in the yard, I guess a little easier. But yeah, he's been absolutely fantastic, and never took him to a dog park. I was always worried, Gary, because I don't know how other dogs are. I wasn't worried about my dog. I was worried about other dogs. I just don't understand it. There's not more fights in the dog things, because my always experience, dogs get around each other, man. A lot of the times they'll start fighting. So, but I guess maybe not. All the dogs are in there happy playing, Anyway, we'll keep it moving. That's my little short one here. I'll stick in here for one more, then I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. And maybe go on the bench, mess around with the SX99 or something, restring the dial cord. I don't know, something to keep me busy until until the salt mine here at 8 o'clock. So back to you, Pop. W2SDR in the group, W3MMR. I think I was turning it to you.
Yeah, okay, W3MMR, W2SDR. I'm going to make this my final transmission also, guys. So, once again, Merry Christmas, Gary and Glenn, and finding all the fish stuff and everything. I'll probably get a larger tank. It's only a 20. I'd like to get maybe a 30 or 40. Because some of my fish may be getting a little crowded in there. But I may just stick with this. I don't know. It's like any other hobby. You start to expand and get bigger things. Vince, Gary has tropical fish also. Vince WA380I talk a lot back and forth on the phone or sometimes on the hub about tropical fish. He has got a couple of different tanks at his location, his house. So we talk a lot about the tropical fish also. So we're a member of the same aquarium club also. I'm not as active as he is, and I don't go to the meetings because it's in Pennsylvania. So, but I am a member of it and on the Facebook page as well as otherwise. So. There you go. So I won't hold it. Say 7-3. I'm going to rotate up to Studio B here at Perry, and we'll have to discuss when we're going to get together. I'm available today or tomorrow, anytime. I'm not going anywhere, so either here or there or whatever you want to do. So we can make those sort of an arrangements. 7-3, I'll listen out, but just briefly here. N1SNG in the group, W2SDR, 7-3.
Yeah, 7-3's Frank. Good to hear you there. Signals held up quite well this morning. And thanks for the tropical fish information there. Kind of got a visual on your tank there, It's very, very nice. And yeah, that's a lot of water in there, for sure. And Tropical Fish Club, never heard of those before, but sounds great. And it's good to see that's alive and well, hobby enthusiast, for sure, at the tanks and fish. And of course, you work in a pet shop. Usually there's tanks and fish and other things, and it's kind of a living tour. But yeah, our floors here are too very, very, if you walk across the floors here, they're all wooden floors, they're all creaky, and if I had a tank, I'd have to probably strap it to the wall. It's like walking on a trampoline. It's a cheaply built house, but, excuse me. Anyway, so 7-3's Frank, Merry Christmas, and hopefully we'll talking to you soon. So with that, I will send it over to Gary. I'm also going to step out here. I have a few things I have to make preparations for this morning. And I have to get out at a certain time here before the Walmart turns to the Planet of the Apes. And I'll be just fine. Get all that done for sure. But Merry Christmas to all. And
here we go. 7-3s for now. K1IC, Ed 1SNG, listening up. Okay, Glenn. Very good. Well, I'll tie the ribbons on it then, because it looks like everybody's signing, and that makes some sense. So I'll just QSY down the band and see what's going on there. We're going to chat with everybody this morning. The band conditions were terrific when we started. They're still pretty good right now, but there won't be anybody around here, so I'll see how it is on 8. And there's always other things to do. Yesterday I broke open the shredder that I purchased and shredded a couple of years worth of financial information that had expired tax-wise. So threw all that stuff away. Got that in order, and I'm slowly working on cleaning the shack, going through boxes that were in my office and tossing things that I'm not going to keep. And we'll probably go to the landfill today with some recycled garbage and recyclable items as well. I don't have a real big stash of them, so I might choose not to do that. But we'll see. There's no real need. I really just ought to go through and fill up these cans and then maybe do it on Monday next. Because the weekend, of course, is holiday weekend. Friday, today's Christmas Eve, tomorrow's Christmas. Sunday is everybody's day off. Monday, we begin again. So, 7-3 all, have a good Christmas. If I don't talk to you before then, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. And I'm sure I'll see you before the Happy New Year. And enjoy. So, I'll pass it to Perry, who I think signed, and if he doesn't pick it up, that's the end. This is K1IC.
Yeah, see you guys. Catch you boys later. Merry Christmas, all the fun stuff. If I don't hear you guys tomorrow. And it's always a pleasure. Good hearing you guys this morning. We'll probably be down here tomorrow morning as well, because I know 3885 is probably going to be a mess. So I'll probably jump up there, say hi to them, and then come down here. So maybe we'll catch you guys down here tomorrow morning. 7-3, Glenn, Gary, Pop, if you're still listening. Catch yous later. N1SNG, K1IC, and W2SDR signed. W3MMR tying the ribbons on it.
Yeah, 7-3 story, yeah. See you tomorrow. 160, sounds good.
Yeah. Yeah, Glenn, I'll probably just come down here in the morning. I'll leave things tuned up for down here. And maybe I'll just meet you down here nice and early tomorrow, normal time around 5 o'clock here. So 7-3, Glenn, Merry Christmas, buddy, to you and the family. W3MMR, we're out of here.
Yeah, go ahead. W2GOR here.
Yeah, test. Hello, testing 1, 2, 3.
W3MMR.
Wow, big signal. W3MMR. This is W2. Good old radio. Perry, how are you? Thank you again for the recordings.
Hey, Gordon. Good morning. Yeah, just wanted to jump in and say hi real quick, but I'm gonna get to moving. I'm gonna go in the other room here, start I'm messing around with some radio stuff, but then I gotta start getting ready for work on Christmas Eve. So half a day, but shouldn't be a busy one, that's for sure. So anytime, Gordon, I don't mind, my friend. It's you sound fantastic. Sounds like you're getting things honed in there. I think I heard Glenn and 1SNG may have broke in there, and Charlie. So you boys go ahead, pick it up. We'll be listening out. It's time to get another cup of coffee and do some other things around the shack here. Oh, but back to you, Gordon. We'll be listening. W2GOR in the group W3MMR.
KDW.
All right, W3MMR, W2GOR. I'm using the RE20 here instead of the Sennheiser. Does this thing have enough bottom end there, or should we go deeper?
Nah, leave it.
Okay, very good. And I had a question for you. Have a sec before you go?
I do. Yes, sir.
What do you think of... oh, I'm on the wrong setting here. 1 second here. I'm on the sideband setting. One momento. All right, there we go. Okay. I was going to ask you, what do you think of the Class E transmitter audio quality as compared to the Anon that I'm using now? Is it that much of a difference over?
No, in my opinion. I can hear the difference in the audio too. It sounds better now. I turned my woofer down to get a good, turn it off actually, to get a good sense of the low end. Because sometimes, it'll give you a little false bravado, I guess you could say, a little false bottom end. But it depends, Glenn or Gordon, to be honest, on how you run it. I've heard some Anons. I think I heard Ed out there, KDWM. Ed, I'll acknowledge you. I will get it over to you. Yeah, I mean, if you run the Anon how it's supposed to be, nice and clean, you can even run pure. I don't run pure signal on AM personally. I don't see a need to. On sideband, yeah, but on AM, no. But I've heard Anons sound just as good as Class E rigs, just as clean. And another thing about the Class E rigs, I like to bounce around from band to band. I like to move all over the place. Unfortunately, they're pretty much stuck on 80 and 160. And usually you got to have a second RF deck for 160. It's definitely don't get me wrong, I'll probably end up building one eventually. I would love to. But it's definitely a labor of love and a niche type of thing. But back to your question, I think the SDRs, even some of the flexes I've heard, can sound, they can all sound equally as good.
No, good, thanks for that. Okay, maybe Ed is back, and there are a couple of other stations that broke in but went away for a second. Okay, very good. Yeah, I thought so. Well, I got this thing on, I've dropped the carrier level to 87. But I don't think that's 87% carrier. I think it's 87% of the normal setting, I think, because carrier is much less than 87%. But that's where I am now. And I think I got some good audio level now. Some people were saying that the audio was a little bit low yesterday, so I think this might be good. We'll see. My bandwidth is about 6.2K. I'd like to know what you run there. Anyway, let me let you run. You wanted to do your thing there. I think you said you were going to go to work for a little bit. And good to hear you, man. And yeah, we might play around with that idea if I can get it on 40 meters. But if you think this sounds just as good, that means we're on the right track. And the pure signal is off because it was actually killing some of the asymmetrical positive peaks. See, I'm learning my way, Perry. Pick it up.
Good morning, Perry. Into MIN.
Good morning, KD8SMU.
W1KSO.
Hey guys, good morning, Art. Good morning, Shane at KB8SMU, and good morning to the other gentleman there. Of course, I'm writing Shane's name down and just had your call in my head, and now I can't remember it. But I want to make this my last. I just want to make a couple quick comments, and I'll turn it to Art. Well, I'll turn it back to Gordon, and then Gordon, you can pick up Art into MIN. You guys can continue on there. I run my carrier percentage at 90, or carrier level, or whatever the hell you want to call it. In my experience, Gordon, when I have it at 100, that normally gives me about 105% positive. Normally I've found, like, with that carrier level, like when you go down to 90, my positive peaks went up to about 110 to 115%. When I went down to 80, it was like 120, 125. But I never went any lower than that, and I run mine at 90. and it usually, gets me about 100, like I said, 115% positive, maybe a little more. I notice that if I run the carrier level any lower than that, guys that don't run synchronous detectors, I really start to get a lot of that selective distortion fading on my signal. And if I go down to 80%, I also got to back down on some of the CFC levels, like the AGC gain and leveler gain and things like that. One thing definitely affects the other in this radio, for sure. But Gordon, I think your audio now sounds the best I've heard it since I've been hearing it the past couple of days here since you've been messing with it. Still rather punchy, still rather, cut through the muck and the mire, but very relaxing, kind of smooth, not as Optimati, if you know what I mean. Not so much pre-emphasis curve in there, and a lot of the boominess in the bottom end is gone, and it's very, very smooth. And I think if it was me, I'd save this profile and put a couple stars next to it. That's for sure. Let me see what else we got here. And yes, real quick, the positive pure signal will limit your positive peaks and kind of get rid of that asymmetrical modulation. But no matter what you put the carrier level on, man, it'll still. And I've noticed it'll drop my actual carrier level, like power as well. Pure signal, a couple of watts too. So all fun stuff, man, with this SDR and all the stuff we can do in this hobby. So over to you, Gordon. We'll be listening out, and good morning to the rest of the crew. Sorry we got to run, but I got to go to work. It sucks. W2GOR in the fine group. W3MMR listening out.
Okay, very good. Yep, thanks for all that good information. And I'll let you pass it around before you go, since I'm still getting familiar with all the names here. So have a good half a day at work. Merry Christmas. A great one, and a good New Year for us. Got up all weekend to do this.
Man, the band just took a nosedive, Gordon. You went down to 30 over to nothing. So, Art, you go ahead and pick it up if you can hear me, N2MIN. Then you'll send it out to Shane, KB8SMU. And there was another breaking station in there as well. So, Shane, you could just turn it. I think the gentleman knows who he is. So, Shane, you could turn it over to the other third breaking station there. Have a great morning, guys. Merry Christmas if we don't see you before tomorrow morning. And we'll catch up with you guys down the log. And don't forget Ed, K8EW. Actually, Ed broke in first. So, Ed, I'm going to send it to you, K8EWM. And then it'll go to Art, N2MIN, then the Shane, KB8SMU, to the other breaking station, and I think back to Gordon. But Charlie might be in there too. There's a whole host he is. So somebody else can take the reins here. I gots to go. K8EWM in the western reaches of the AM universe. This is W3MMR. Listening out.
Okay, Perry, real good. Beautiful signal here this morning. You sound great. Just sound great. If my audio is anything like that, I'll be very happy. And Gordon, I didn't quite get what you're running there for a rig, but that audio is very good. I wouldn't do a thing to it. It's very well-rounded. I guess you would say that broadcast quality. I like the low end. I always have, and as long as the signal's strong enough, it sounds very good. And you are certainly strong enough. I'm running a Flex radio here. It's a 6500. I'm using an RE320 mic, and I'm just using the equalizer in the Flex. I don't have any external software or boxes or anything. I've gone that route, and it was good. It gave me the result I wanted, but the amount of fooling around with it and the potential for problems was high, so I just went this route. So this is a Flex with nothing on it. And anyhow, let me get your comments on this. About 125 watt carrier. I'll give it to you, Art. N2MIN, I think. Art, if you can copy me, go ahead and pick it up. This is Kilo 8 Echo Whiskey Mike, North Kingsville, Ohio.
Yeah, he's in there.
Thank you.
See you, Ed.
And I was going to ask Harry what his amplifier is. I'm going to switch from this ACOM tube amp to a solid state amp, and I was going to get his opinion or yours on that later.
I'll email you, Gordon. Art's in there. I think the band really stretched out. We'll catch you guys.
Yeah, the call sign here is Kilowatt 8 Echo Whiskey Mike, and my name is Echo Delta. Go ahead.
Sierra Mike Uniform, and I just wanted to jump in real quick just to say Merry Christmas to everybody. And Gordon, yeah, I was listening, do a lot of listening, don't transmit too much, but I heard you yesterday with Off the Mod. While it did sound great, it was just, to me, so overbearing that like I said, for a simple rag chew, how you have it set right now sounds great. Like I said, with Off the Mod, it did sound broadcast quality, which you do now too. There was just so many, lows and highs and mids, and it did sound great. But it just, everybody asked, we'll give you a different opinion. But either way, it sounds real good. And I'm not sure who it goes to next. I'm not going to stay in here. Like I said, I just wanted to jump in real quick, say Merry Christmas to everybody. And I got a bunch of stuff to do to get ready for tonight for the festivities. Trying to get laundry done, the house cleaned up. Not that anybody's coming here, but just the usual. Finally got time off work, took vacation over the holidays here, and just want to get stuff done I haven't been able to get done. But there was another station in there Perry was talking about. Didn't get his name recall, and I didn't either. He may be out of range for me. Usually this time in the morning, the band is just long enough for me to hear everybody, but then it's kind of changing, so... but if that breaking station can you hear me, go ahead. This is Shane, KD8 SMU in Ohio.
Yeah, KD8 SMU, call sign here. I don't know if you can hear me because the band is really dropped off. Call sign is W1KSO, Whiskey 1 Kilowatt, Spain Ocean. Name is Dick, and we are in Fleming Island, Florida. Can you hear me, Shane? Go ahead.
Yeah, actually I did. I didn't get the whole call correctly. Like you said, the band's kind of flip-flopping. W1KSO, I do believe, in Florida. Didn't get your name. Hopefully that's the right call. Back to you.
Yes, sorry, fellas, the band has dropped off to the point that I really can't even pick you out of the mud. It's really, when I first started listening about 15 minutes ago, it was still pretty good, but the bottom has fallen off. I don't know if it's going to improve or not, but Merry Christmas to one. Hang on, something's arcing here. Old BC 610 transmitter starting to give me some fits. Anyway, Merry Christmas to one and all, and I'll check in tomorrow and see if anybody can hear me a little bit better. But like I said, the band has dropped off. Merry Christmas to one and all. This is W1KSO.
Great signal up in Pennsylvania. W3MMR. Catch you guys later.
Yeah, hey Art, I can hear you fine. That's got a good signal here. How are you picking me up? Into MIN W1KSO. Yeah, this is one of the idiosyncrasies with these old BC 610s. This rig was built in 1944, and it's all original. I haven't modified it at all. I suppose I've recapped most of it, but I probably could get in there and see if there's some kind of mismatch going into the audio. I'm using the original speech amplifier. It's a BC610i, and it's completely unmodified. I've got all the high voltage caps have been replaced in it, but these old BC610s were kind of hummy, and I really don't care to mess around too much more with it. It is what it is, and I mean, to make it better, to modify it, there's not nothing wrong with audio. With better quality audio amplifiers kind of just defeats the purpose. My way of looking at it, I just like the thing the way it is. I apologize for the hum, but this is one of the idiosyncrasies. I've got another one sitting here. Maybe I'll get that fired up one of these days and see what this sounds like. So I don't know if anybody else can hear me or wants to add any comments. But nice meeting you, Art. German Holiday into MIN Whiskey 1 and Kilowatt Spain Ocean.
Yes, I do. Was it K1? I didn't write the call down, but yes, I do copy Dick in Florida. I doubt he's hearing me, though. I just got a low dipole.
Together, I'd had it up on the tower here on about 18 feet off the ground.
We're not pretty long in the tooth, and I couldn't upgrade it easily to Thetis, which actually they had a version that worked with it, but not wet. So the 7000s weren't available. I was looking at the new Flex 6400, and a bunch of guys pleaded with me not to get one. I wouldn't like the audio, transmit audio, or receive audio from it. So I don't have any experience with them. But I was told to stay away, and you sure see a lot of them for sale. But I found this 6500, and everybody gave me the thumbs up, and I've never looked back. This front end of this thing, I'm not a contest station, but the front end with the pre-selectors is awesome, and the transmit audio is what it is. I also have a Kenwood 890 that's, believe it or not, almost as good. So we're real happy with that. You were going to switch to maybe a solid state amp. Have you done that, Gordon? Over. Nope. Yeah, what rig are you running? No, okay, real good. Hey, I don't know how many other fellows are in here, so I don't want to monopolize it, but real quick, who else is in here?
Good morning, K0 Sugar Fox.
K0 Sugar Fox acknowledged. Real good. Why don't you go ahead and make one and give it back to Gordon, W2GOR.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, good morning. This is K0 Sugar Fox. My name is Steve, Sierra Tango Echo Victor Echo Steve, and I'm near Minneapolis, just about 20 miles northwest of Minneapolis, downtown. And running a Collins 20V3 broadcast rig that I converted into a pair of inverted Vs. Apex are up at about 100 feet, and they're 60 feet apart, and the west element is tuned as a reflector. A little warmer here. We don't have real cold temps, probably around 20 degrees this morning, but not a lot of snow on the ground. Just enough, I think, that officially it's a white Christmas. If it lasts until tomorrow. W2GOR K0SF, over. Sierra Foxtrot. Yeah, it's a Collins 20V3, 20V3. It's just a converted broadcast transmitter, Robert. Well, unfortunately, our evening plans were dashed. We were going to my sister's home here in the Twin Cities, but all of my nephews and their girlfriends all now have COVID. Almost every one of them. She called late yesterday to say it's off. So we have two sons, twin boys. They're age 30. One's married. And the others will get married this summer. So the will-be marrieds are coming tonight. We were going to link up with them at my sister's, but now they're just going to come over here. So we'll cook dinner. And then the second pair will show up tomorrow. And then we'll all six of us, and 3 dogs, we'll all be together tomorrow. So yeah, we're looking forward to it. How about yourself, Over? Well, okay, and I'm going to flip it right over to the other station, and I did not get the other's call sign, so please, if you would, give me your call and name and everything. And Gordon, I think you're in the. I think I heard you last night and was eavesdropping and looked you up. I think you're in Hartsdale, New York, near White Plains, kind of north of New York City. So I'm familiar with the area. So the other station, go ahead. This is K0SF, over. No, very good. Yeah, you're both doing great. Gordon, I would say not overmodulated. Because I was listening carefully for distortion. I'm not hearing it. Now, I don't have Sync AM. I have to go on a SDR to listen. I'm using an HRO 6E, so an old, envelope detector, but you sound very good on that. Not overmodulated, but very punchy. So I could advocate just leaving it all alone. Sounds great. And same Ed. I think Ed, and we've talked before, Ed, a few times. I just didn't recognize. Your voice sounded familiar, but I just couldn't attach it to a call sign. And Ed, if I recall, why do I think you have a high tower vertical and doing quite well. Let's see. Gordon, you asked about the skirts. Well, yeah, that's. I'm using an old, well, not terrifically old, from the early 90s, a compressor limiter from CRL Systems, which I believe was the original Orban, or Orban bought them or something. I don't know, but this is a MBL 100, Mike Bravo Lima 100. I got it from Robert, Whiskey Zero voice modulated carrier, and it is set up for, not too surprising, 5 kilohertz audio bandwidth. And so, yeah, it is pretty tight. That can be bad, right? Usually when filters are that tight in high order at cutoff, they get very dispersive. But it seems to sound okay. I listened to it, and I self-adjusted it. I know I did comments, well, a little too much this, too little that, but you could spend forever adjusting these things, and you still can't make everyone happy. So I'm mostly happy with it. So these were I read about them, and they were designed, I think, originally for Voice of America and Radio Liberty in the late 80s. And they made a bunch of them, and then I assume those stations, went off the air, and they had extras, and they somehow hit the surplus market. So I think that's where this one came from, but it's a CRL Systems MBL 100. And they pop up on eBay from time to time. After I got this one from Robert, the power supply went out, but it happened to be just the big integrating caps and 400-volt caps that went bad. Unfortunately, that was a pretty easy fix. So it's still going. And then the D3 is from 1959. So it's like, I don't know, serial number 124.5, one of the earlier ones. And almost all the parts are original, almost all. But, not much happens to these. Not much to wear out. All right. That's about it. So nothing too fancy here. The newest thing is that, there's a Behringer mic preamp. I guess that's the newest thing, but even that's probably 20 years old. I scorn modernity, I guess. Not really. I have a cell phone. W2GORK0SF, over. Okay, on a quick brief, what antenna are you using? Okay, I'm not familiar with it. Can you give me a brief description? Okay, so kind of serpentine, got it. All right, very good. Well, you have a nice signal. It's good, holding well at S9. I think it's just because the band's very long at the moment. It's about 10 over. The whole country. All right, yeah, we'll look at that. And we're going to have the, I don't know, it's really probably, if I could do it, I would probably prefer to bring the bandwidth in on a bit. 5 is really not, I don't want to be any more than that. It's good, but, truth be told, I probably like it around 4. And I would take the hit on some fidelity, although I doubt that would be much, especially through most things here. All right, guys, Merry Christmas, and great to meet. Gordon, I have a Flex. Haven't hooked it up yet. I've got a Flex before, but I just haven't hooked it up yet, and a Maestro. I'll tell you what, there is something about it that I really don't like, and that is the bump if you use Vox with the Maestro. There's a very latent transition to transmit. It's on the order of it's not that long. That I don't like. So with it, I have to use a 6-switch, and maybe remote, that's okay, but using the radio together, as an integral step. I didn't like that, but I spoke a cure for that with CTQ. W2GOR K0SF.
N2MIN.
Okay, and
November 2, Mike India.
Recognized. K0SF with K8EWM. W2, good old radio, very good. Well, thanks for mentioning the splattering into... there was a carrier on there. Can you hear me okay? Can you hear me through that carrier, guys?
I hear you, Gordon, on Long Island.
Okay. Anyway, what I was saying is, I think, Ed, you mentioned, was that you who mentioned 3880 over? Ed, are you still there? Steve, did Ed sign?
Yeah, he did. I'm sorry, I thought you heard. Yeah, he signed out.
Okay, I got distracted here. There was a sideband station nearby. Okay, I was just saying, I think he or you had mentioned that there's some people on 3880. And maybe to be sensitive about the bandwidth, which I think is a nice idea. So I brought mine down to 5200 here. I think it sounds fine. Okay, the station breaking, I think it was a 1, or the station in Long Island. Let's start with Long Island. Can I get your call again, please?
Okay, Whiskey 2, Golf, Oscar, Romeo. This is N2MIN. Let me see, Get a little closer to the frequency here. That's close enough. Yeah, the name here is Artie, Alpha Romeo Tango India Echo, and we're running the old Viking 2 here on the south shore of Long Island. We're about 10 miles north of Jones Beach, Gordon. I'll copy this old Johnson Viking 2 there. How do we sound up there? Whiskey 2 Golf Oscar Romeo, N2MIN.
Okay, N2MIN. Okay, Artie, very good. Am I coming in okay over at your place?
Yeah, a lot of flutter on the signal. Between an 8 to a 20 dB over S9. That's about it. Sounding good. How wide is my bandwidth on this Johnston Viking 2?
I'll have to check it. I think you're around 4 or 5K. I'm not sure. Great signal, 20 over 9. Lots of flutter, almost like an Aurora type effect today. Thanks for the call, and great radio you had. I used to have a Viking 30 years ago. I was playing with it. Very cool. Let me pass it around. Was there a 1 station over?
Yeah, Whiskey 1 kilowatt Spain Ocean. I'm still here.
A little too fast. Whiskey 1.
W1KSO, Whiskey 1 kilowatt Spain Ocean, Dick down here in Florida.
Okay. Wow, what a signal, Dick. You're in Florida now?
Yeah, you boomed in here and then dropped off and boomed in here, and I could hear N2MIN with his Viking. It sounds really good down here in Florida.
Boy, you're booming in up here. Is that Rich or Richard?
Yeah, Dick. Just call me Dick.
Okay, Dick, very good. You're 20 over, 25 over 9 here on the Anon. Very good. And then we have Steve is in there, so it's the 4 of us. Steve is in... Steve, you're in Minnesota, right?
Yeah, that's correct, Gordon. I'm near Minneapolis, but I'm going to sign because I'm starting to lose you, although I can hear you all Q5, so I'm going to just render reports and then leave. So Dick, W1KSO, you're about out. And good morning to you. Good signal. Artie, you're doing pretty good. You and Gordon are pretty even. You might be Gordon's probably about S8, and you're about S7 or S6S7. But I will sign. Merry Christmas, and we'll catch up with you guys later on. Gordon, back to you. W2GORK0SF. Sound great.
Okay, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, all the best, Steve. Thanks for all your help and support with setting things up here. And Artie, I'll let you say goodbye to Steve. Steve, I hope to reach you soon on here. Bye-bye.
All right, have a Merry Christmas there, Steve. Hope you can hear this old Viking 2 there, halfway decent. Band's really changing. K0 Sugar Fox. 73s, and hope to work here again. N2MIN. Have a Merry Christmas.
Yep, I'm hearing you pretty good, Artie. Merry Christmas, K0SF.
Yeah, we're running a new antenna here, so I don't know how it's working out. It's a homebrew G5RV with number 12 wire. 12-stranded wire there, insulated wire, so we're trying to make some comparisons to our homebrew mystery antenna. Looks like this thing's working pretty decent. What say you, Gordon? W2GOR N2MIN.
Okay, we got and Rich, are you here? Dick, are you hearing Artie?
Yeah, I can hear him fine. Yeah, Artie, you sound good down here. You just peaked up to about an S10. We're just a suburb of Jacksonville. We moved out of Brooksville. Been down there for 30-odd years, and This place came on the market in this neighborhood where my grandkids are, so we took the shack down. I've been off the air for a while. K0 Fox Sugar, I remember working you probably like about a year ago, and I remember that Collins transmitter you had. It sounds wonderful if you're still listening. Yeah, Artie, I can hear you just fine down here in Fleming Island, Florida. Go ahead.
All right, Dick, Whiskey 1, Kilo Sugar, Oscar, N2MIN. Yeah, we were down in Palm Coast for 7 years. We moved back here in 2015. Moved back to our house up here on Long Island since we had grandchildren, and going back and forth 1,000 miles every 3-4 months to the house up here got to be ridiculous. So we just bit the bullet and moved back. Moved back to the coal country there. Whiskey 1, Kilo Sugar, Oscar, N2MIN.
N2MIN, W1KSO. Yeah, real fine. I think I'm all done with the cold. They've been down here for 37 years approximately. We moved down here from just outside Boston back in the mid-'80s, and I think my blood's sufficiently thinned out to the point that I don't think I can deal with the cold too much longer. Although we still go to New Hampshire in the summertime, the seacoast up in Hampton Beach. We like to go up there in the summertime. So I can't fully get the Northeast out of my system, but Long Island is a special place. We love it over there as well. But yeah, I can hear you fine. You're Viking. I've had several of those over the years. I've had Viking ones. I actually built a Ranger one. I went to a flea market years ago, and I found the Viking Ranger that somebody had built as a kit, and the thing never could have worked, so they ripped it all down to bare metal, and it took me 2 years to put it back together, and I wish I still had that. I sold it to somebody, and the guy never did anything with it. So, all right, back she comes. Gordon, you've got a nice signal also, so W2GOR from W1KSO.
All right, W1KSO, W2GR. Very good. You're both doing very nicely. I made a recording for you, Artie. You asked me how you were coming in, so here's a playback on your audio. Here we go. Hold on 1 second. Really nice. Everybody's punching in really nicely. Sometimes the soft audio is nice, but it doesn't always punch through. That's, I guess that's the art, right? To get that right. Here we go. Here's playback.
Decent. Band's really changing. K0 Sugar Fox. 73s, and hope to work here again. N2MIN. Have a Merry Christmas.
There we go. So, what do you think, Artie?
I don't know. Gordon. I sound weird when I hear myself play back on a tape. Personally, I don't like the way I sound. I don't know. We did a lot of work on this Viking 2 to get it to sound halfway decent. We're also running the modified JFET mod on the D104. So I don't know whether that really helps with the audio or not. Let's see if I can get the low, about 80% modulation. Test. Hello. Yeah, 90. So we're doing all right with the modulation here. Get my good body set. This thing's got 8 knobs to tune, including the VFO. So it's a pain in the butt sometime, and you can't tune into a dummy load because it just doesn't work out that way. So anyway, thanks for the recording there, Gordon. You have a Merry Christmas, and Dick.
We're going to Kansas City tomorrow, and then I'll have a new trip and start playing. So we're doing that today. We're going to south tomorrow. It's about a 20 minutes. So we'll Palmer is helping me here, so I think it's going on. He's taking possession of the house, and so he's in it, and we'll get on the shoulder. Anyway, that's just Street, all right now. T4ODL, let me know if you want to go.
Morning, Bob.
Good morning, John.
Have a Merry Christmas and enjoy the family.
My audio now for the Panda adapter, it stretches out a little bit wider. I'm set to 4 kilohertz wide Voodoo. So hopefully it sounds like a Voodoo, but I run extremely hot here and I can't seem to fix it. So that'll give you an idea of what we got going on here. Extremely hot. But you lowered the power down. Now I'm running 600 watts is what I'm running right now. So I'm set to, what are we at, 75% on my slider, which you know yourself, that's not exactly true wattage coming out of the radio. So 600 watts here from the amp. So that's what we got going on, Doggo.
Roosevelt to Wantor. When I got married, I moved to Levittown. Now I'm back in. Went to Florida a couple times. We've been all over the place. Well, got to see different areas and different ways of doing things. Learned about hoagies in Philadelphia and subs in Baltimore. Went up to Boston there, and they have grinders. So we have heroes here on Long Island. Okay, Gordon, good to talk to you. Nice to meet you, you and Dick. We're going to give you 73's W2GOR into MIN. We'll listen out for your final.
Okay. Very good, very good. Yeah, Long Island has its own culture, its own accent, its own everything. It's just nothing like Long Island, right? All right, let me, nice meeting you too. Merry Christmas. Go ahead, Dick, pick it up with your bodaciously loud, good signal up here. And okay on Florida. I got family down there too. My parents lived there for a while also. I lived there for a short time in Palm Beach too, and I was there 30 years ago, so it was very sort of super conservative and limited in a way. Now it's more eclectic, I guess. But I did spend a couple of winters down there in Florida, and yeah, during the season, it's absolutely perfect. Bye for me, Artie. Go ahead, Dick. W1KSO in the group. W2, good old radio.
Hey, Gordy, real well. And 73's to you, Bart. Hope you have a happy holiday and stay safe and warm and dry. Yeah, that is funny. Yeah, we call a submarine sandwich in Boston is called a grinder. I don't know who coined that phrase, but to this day, when you can't ask for a sub, you gotta get a grinder. It's kind of funny. But yeah, Florida. I guess you guys have really moved around quite a lot in your lifetimes. I don't know how you can stand it. I was wondering if you have to schlep all your hand gear around. Mine came up here. It was very, very stressful. I got a tractor trailer load of fan gear and Navy transmitters that I had to bring up here, and they still have some of it down in Brooksville that I need to. Thank goodness for my son. That's all I can say is that he really came through and helped me move a lot of this big stuff up here. Little by little, we'll get the shack squared away. I wonder if you could get a recording of audio as long as one of them. I guess nobody really likes the sound of their own voice. Probably, I don't as well. Recording something I've heard in the past, I don't really like the sound of my own voice. But if you can strip it down, I would appreciate it. Gordon, go ahead.
Okay, there was a lot of fluttering there. It was crazy, and you're strong here. It fluttered, and I couldn't hear what your question. Sorry, again?
I was wondering if you could give me a little recording of my own transmission.
Yeah, sure. My only thing is if you are able to get closer to the mic and able to bring the gain down 20%, that's just my 2 cents, if that's perhaps what you're looking for. But let me record you. Yeah, give it a shot. Go ahead.
The peaks are supposed to be about 150 mils, so Mary had a little lamb. Police was white as snow.
Okay, here we go. Let's see if we got this tape ready here. All right, here we go. Play back.
Let me bring the gain down. I'm looking at this, and it's supposed to. The peaks are supposed to be about 150 mils, so Mary had a little lamb. Fleece was white as snow.
Okay, back over to you. It sounds better on my speaker.
Did that help the audio at all?
I'm sorry, I was still transmitting. What did you say?
Sorry about that. I tacked the audio down a little bit. Did that help it at all?
Yeah, about how far are you from the microphone?
I'm sorry, say that again. You dropped off there?
Yeah, about how far away from the mic are you speaking?
Oh, probably about 3 or 4 inches.
Okay, yeah, I think some of the echo is on my side from my noise reduction. Sometimes it does that. Give me one more transmission. I'll do it without the noise reduction. It's just that it got a little noisy here. Go ahead with a quick transmission. I'll record you.
Yeah, Mary had a little lamb. His fleece was white as snow. And then a quick brown fox jumped over a lazy dog.
Okay, it'll be a little noisy, but you will hear less echo. So sorry about throwing you off there. Here we go. Play back.
Mary had a little lamb. His fleece was white as snow. And then a quick brown fox jumped over a lazy dog. Go ahead.
Yeah, the band has shifted there, unfortunately. Back to you, Dick.
Yeah, thank you, Gordon. I don't know if you can still hear me. The signal went right down into the mud, so probably mine did as well. Can you still hear me at all?
Yeah, you are fading out.
Well, look, I'm going to sign now. I'll be back on in the morning. Maybe we can work and talk to some other guys. I love this stuff. It's in my blood. So, Merry Christmas. Stay safe. Eat lots of good stuff. And try to stay warm, Gordon. It was really nice meeting you. W2GOR and W1KSO, Kilowatt Spain Ocean AM radio.
Yeah, signals have dropped out. I could hear somebody calling there, but hard to copy you there. Okay, I think you said 73. Dick, goodbye to you, and Artie, have a great day. Thanks for all the fun this morning, and Merry Christmas. W2GOR will be standing by.
Yeah, thanks, Gordon. Yeah, I did see 73s. The signal went right down into the mud, right down into the bottom noise level. But 73s, and try to stay safe in the...
Yeah, you too. 73. All the best. Anybody else calling? All right, this is Whiskey 2, good old radio. W2GOR in New York, standing by. We're not sure where the propagation is at this point. CQ75, CQ75 meters.
Cape Cod, Massachusetts, you're doing quite well. This is N1PEP.
Paul CQ, good to meet you. Was that N1 Papa Echo Papa, over?
Correct, and the personal here is Paul, Papa Alpha Uniform Lima, Paul. And I'm right in the middle of Cape Cod, right around Hyannis, where probably a mile away from the old Kennedy compound.
Okay, booming in here into New York. And Paul, we're just setting up our station here. Would you mind giving me a quick audio report? Let me know if I'm modulated enough and if everything sounds all right before I bend your ear.
Audio sounds great. Sounds perfect. I just got on here, so I'm actually running my rice box. I'm going to switch over in a second, I think, to my DX60, and I'll be back on in about 5 minutes with a fresh cup of coffee and probably a little bit wider audio.
Oh, okay. Which rig are you going to switch to?
I'm going for the DX60. I was going to go for the Flex, but here we go. Just firing it up. It'll warm up really quickly, and I'm going to make a cup of coffee. Right now I'm on an ICOM 7300 with just the stock mic at the moment, and actually it looks all right. Looks like my modulation is all reversed, though. Negatives instead of positives.
It's real loud and pretty clean. You could use a little more bass, not just in any kind of hi-fi way, but just because it's a little bit piercing the audio. But then again, it's really effective. So that could be part of what you're looking for. All right, we're going to run downstairs and just get a quick bite, and we'll be back up in 5 minutes. Looking forward to speaking with you, Paul. W2GOR up here in Westchester, New York.
I think the band is moving on us right as we speak here.
Oh, yeah. It went out of the Massachusetts-New York connection here. And then now it's back up again, but it's very fickle. Okay, we'll be right back. This is W2 Good Old Radio.
W2 Good Old Radio, N1PEP, and I'll be right back also on the DX60 with some coffee.
All right, W2GOR just testing here. Testing 1, 2, 3. Hello, test 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. This is Whiskey 2, Good Old Radio, testing. Hello, radio, test. Hello, radio, testing 1, 2, 3. From Whiskey 2, Good Old Radio. Working on equalization here a little bit. And there we go. We'll be right back. I had the gain down. I'm sorry. Was that Echo Foxtrot Juliet?
Yeah, good morning. W2GOR. A0EF and a J. Brian in Fort Scott, Kansas there, QSL.
Okay, fading in and out a little bit. The band's been very fickle. Is that November 0? Give it to me phonetically if you don't mind.
Yeah, the call here is Kilo 0, Echo Fox Juliet, Kilo 0, Echo Fox Juliet, QSL.
Okay, very good. And that's Brian.
That's Brian. Brian, Bravo Radio India Alpha November. Brian, Bravo Radio India Alpha November. About 80 miles south of Kansas City there, QSL.
I think you said 80 miles south of somewhere, but maybe it was Wichita. I'll take a guess. Is that right?
No, 80 miles south of Kansas City, right on the Missouri-Kansas border. 80 miles south of Kansas City, Fort Scott, Kansas, USL.
Okay, sorry to make you repeat everything there. It's the band's warbling today. It's well, we're just going to go downstairs and grab a bite to bring up here to the shack before our station in QSO comes back. I'm in QSO with November 1, Papa Echo Papa, as in PEP Power. So he's going to be back in just a few minutes. Please join us. I think that the band's going to pick up probably between you and me. It's been moving around quite a bit. Can I get a quick audio report, Brian? Yours is excellent. It could use a little more modulation just for me with the way the band is. But how are we coming in down there? We're still setting up our station since yesterday. Over.
Oh, you've been running an S9 to 10 over all morning long. I've been sitting here listening to you all morning. You've been running an S9, 10 over 9. Haven't missed a beat all morning long there. It's a big, nice, long signal out of New York there. Go ahead.
Okay, you sound good here too. Yeah. And is the audio balanced? Over.
Oh yeah, it sounds great. No issues here. Good quality audio. So not a big deal for the long band conditions. It sounds great there, QSL.
Okay, great. Thanks very much. Appreciate that. And we will be back in just a little bit. We're going to bring something back into the shack here. W2 Good Old Radio. Talk to you in just a minute.
Alpha Echo 7, Charlie Juliet, and out there to the West Coast. Good morning to you. That's K0EFJ. Well, John, good morning. Good morning to you from Kansas there, and nice signal, nice audio out of the 7300 here tonight, QQH here 80 miles south of Kansas City. Rig here, John, is the K7 BYY Super Senior 8040 model, receiving you on an Icom Cellular 300 and heavy fan dipole up about 40 feet. It's pretty much flat, 40 feet there. That's what we got going on here in southeast Kansas today, unless I get energetic and put something else up this next 4 days that I have off work. So that's good. I got to do an adjustment here. A little bit. Not sure why. Not sure why I'm being spicky with it, but it needs to be adjusted out. Just a little SWR there on that B7BYY, John. So anyway, we'll hold it long. We're a long ways apart here, and I'm in the middle. So E7PJ, K0EFJ, Fort Scott.
sure if the frequency is in use. I think there's a QSO out there in the distance. This is N1PEP.
Yeah, John, 87CJ, 0EFJ. Yeah, Eastside DX. Yeah, that's the thing. So it's amazing. I was hearing you. I was hearing the station. Gordon, and he was, I was hearing the middleman. I hear everything. Of course, I'm in the country. I'm at the end of the line of electric. Got out here this fall with electric company. I had some noise, and they came, and after a couple of attempts, man, they found a lot of bad stuff. So I have no noise out here on the in eastern Kansas now on the end of the line, and I hear everything, and it really makes it nice. It sure does, John. Well, hey, I'll get out of here this morning. Good to meet up with you. Merry Christmas. Got a group that's been starting here out of Texas. If the band comes in, we'll see. And stuff in the snow. So got the day off today. Got 900 things to do. We've been working so much this week and the last 3 weeks together. I haven't had time to do anything. So playing catch up today. And the next 4 innings. KE7 CJ. K0 Echo Fox and Juliet. Brian in Southeast Kansas.
Looks like the frequency's gone quiet again. This is N1PEP back with my cup of morning coffee and just saying hello